Have you ever wondered what happens when a kingdom's fiercest warriors are also its greatest artists? Today, we're journeying back in time to the heart of West Africa, to the legendary Kingdom of Benin. This wasn't just any kingdom. It was an empire forged in power, spirituality, and most uniquely, in art. For centuries, Benin dominated its region, not just with its armies, but with a cultural legacy so powerful it continues to mesmerize the world. But how did they transform the brutal reality of war into some of the most sophisticated and beautiful art ever created? Get ready, because we're about to uncover the story of how Benin turned conflict into masterpieces. The story begins in the dense rainforests of what is now modern-day Nigeria. From around the 11th century, the Edo people built a city that would become the heart of a powerful empire, Benin City. By the 15th century, under a line of powerful kings known as the Oba, Benin had become a major political and economic force. The Oba wasn't just a king. He was a divine ruler, the spiritual and political center of the universe for his people. And the palace of the Oba was the center of everything. Imagine a vast complex of courtyards, galleries, and chambers, all decorated with art that told the story of the kingdom. This wasn't art for art's sake. Every single piece had a purpose. It was a library, a history book, and a spiritual conduit, all cast in metal and carved in ivory. So how does war fit into this artistic world? Well, in the 15th century, two of Benin's most legendary warrior kings, Oba Ewar the Great and his grandson Oba Esigi, expanded the kingdom's borders dramatically. These weren't just land grabs. They were defining moments for the Benin identity. And these victories needed to be recorded. They needed to be celebrated. They needed to be immortalized. But instead of just writing chronicles, the Obas commissioned their royal guilds of artists to tell these stories in a medium that would last forever: bronze. This is where we see the birth of the famous Benin Bronzes. These weren't just statues. They were intricate plaques, detailed sculptures, and commemorative heads that captured the essence of Benin's power. Let's look closer at these incredible pieces. The most famous are the brass plaques that once adorned the pillars of the Oba's palace. Think of them as giant, metallic comic book panels. Each one depicts a specific scene: a victorious Oba, a powerful general, a vanquished enemy, or even a Portuguese trader visiting the court. These plaques were a visual record of the kingdom's history and its military might. You can see warriors in full battle regalia with detailed armor, shields, and weapons. The artists were masters of their craft, capturing not just the physical details, but the hierarchy and power dynamics of the scene. The Oba is always depicted as the largest figure, a symbol of his supreme authority. His generals and chiefs are arranged around him, their importance shown by their size and the richness of their attire. It was a way of saying, "This is who we are, this is what we have accomplished, and this is our king, the source of our strength." The artists themselves were part of a highly organized system. The Igun Eran Mwon, the Royal Guild of Brass Casters, held a sacred monopoly on their craft. Their skills were passed down from father to son through generations, and their workshops were located near the palace. They used the lost wax casting technique, an incredibly complex process that allows for astonishing detail. A model is made in wax, covered in clay, and then heated. The wax melts and runs out, leaving a hollow mold. Molten bronze is then poured in, and once it cools, the clay mold is broken away to reveal the finished piece. The fact that many of these intricate plaques and sculptures are cast in a single piece is a testament to their extraordinary skill. This wasn't just metalworking, it was a form of alchemy, transforming raw materials into divine history. But bronze wasn't the only medium. Ivory was just as important, if not more so, due to its association with the color white, a symbol of purity, prosperity, and peace. It was also linked to the great power of elephants. The royal carvers, known as the Igbe San Juan, created breathtakingly intricate salt cellars, masks, and pendants from ivory. One of the most iconic pieces of African art is the hip pendant of Queen Idia, the mother of Oba Esigi. She was a brilliant political advisor and military strategist who helped her son secure his throne. To honor her, Oba Esigi commissioned a set of ivory masks to be worn by the king during important ceremonies. The mask shows her serene face, but look closer. The top of her head is adorned with the stylized heads of Portuguese soldiers, a direct reference to the military and trade alliance she helped forge, which brought the kingdom immense wealth and power. Art, politics, and warfare are literally woven together in a single, beautiful object. Now we have to address a dark and pivotal chapter in this story. The art that was created to glorify the Benin Kingdom and its power ultimately became the spoils of war. In 1897, a British delegation attempted to enter Benin City during an important religious festival against the orders of the Oba. This led to a violent confrontation and the death of most of the British party. In response, the British launched a massive and brutal punitive expedition. They conquered Benin City, burned the palace to the ground, and exiled the Oba. And they looted thousands of artworks. The brass plaques, the ivory masks, the commemorative heads, all of it was seized and shipped to Europe. These objects, which were the sacred history of the Edo people, were sold off to museums and private collectors across the world to pay for the expedition. This event is why you can see Benin Bronzes in the British Museum in London, the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, and museums in Germany. But for over a century, very few remained in Nigeria. The art that celebrated victory became a symbol of a devastating defeat. However, the story doesn't end there. The dispersal of these artworks, while tragic, had an unintended consequence. It introduced the world to the incredible artistic achievements of the Kingdom of Benin. European artists in the early 20th century, like Picasso and Matisse, were stunned by the sophistication and abstract power of African art, and it profoundly influenced the development of modernism. The Benin Bronzes forced the Western world to reconsider its colonial-era notions of what art was and who could create it. Today, there is a powerful and growing movement for the restitution of the Benin Bronzes. Nigeria has been campaigning for their return for decades, arguing that these artifacts are not just art objects, but integral parts of their cultural and spiritual heritage. They are the kingdom's history books, and they belong in Benin City. In recent years, we've seen a major shift. Museums in Germany, France, and even some in the United States have begun to return objects to Nigeria. A new museum, the Edo Museum of West African Art, is being built in Benin City, specifically to house these returned treasures and to foster a new generation of Nigerian artists. The art of Benin is finally starting to come home. So when we look at a Benin bronze, we're not just seeing a beautiful metal sculpture, we are seeing a complex story. We're seeing the ambition of warrior kings, the devotion of a spiritual people, and the genius of master artists. We're seeing how a kingdom turned the chaos of war into an ordered, powerful, and eternal artistic vision. And now, we're also seeing a story of loss, resilience, and the slow, difficult, but hopeful journey of cultural homecoming. The legacy of Benin is a powerful reminder that art is never just decoration. It is history, it is identity, and it is power, cast in bronze and carved in ivory. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the heart of the Benin Kingdom. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into art and history. And let me know in the comments which culture's artistic legacy you'd like to explore next. Until next time, stay curious.